Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for having me. So I'm Jeff. I'm the Senior Vice President in charge of AI software at Qualcomm. So I want to continue off of that last conversation we were talking about running PyTorch models everywhere. So we're in the era of AI inference. We've talked a lot about training and cloud scale and everything, but at Qualcomm, we think of hybrid AI as the future, and we're really been doing a lot of work on edge AI inference. We'll talk mostly about edge AI inference, but really we're going to look at the kind of spectrum to going from the cloud out to the edge. We've heard a lot about ExecuTorch today. We'll talk more about that. But also the complement of cloud and edge devices, where edge really brings a lot of capabilities that you might not really think of. Performance, latency, immediacy, privacy. There's a lot of things like we talked about robotics earlier, we talked about automobiles earlier. A lot of these things need that immediacy that it brings you, but you also want to complement that with what's going on the cloud. So when we look at this, what do we see as trends? We see increasing model sizes, we see increasing model quality, but what we really see also at the edge for edge devices is increasing capabilities. Our silicon keeps getting better, our techniques get better, we were supporting context lengths like up to 32K on a mobile device, personalization, so when you carry your devices around, when your car learns your preferences, multimodality, we'll talk about that as a demo later, and then concurrency of models. And so one of the things that Qualcomm has been doing is really working with all the model makers to understand the features in their models that are unique to those models, the markets they're trying to target, and really making sure that the model makers and us as an edge AI supplier are complementing each other so that we really bring the best capabilities to, as was just said in the PyTorch discussion before me, all of the devices. Now, what have we built? For those of you who are not familiar with what we've built a complete foundation for running AI on edge devices. And when I talk about edge devices, I'm talking about, my team tests on like 100 of our SoC combinations. And that starts with the hardware. So the CPU, the GPU, the NPU, we'll talk more about that. A complete software stack. So this software stack lets you take solutions basically across any of our SoCs. You can pick them up and move that solution and scale it out. Agentic, big idea. We have an orchestration framework for agentic solutions. Again, hybrid edge complement. So not everything that you want to do with agentic is going to be able to be done on device. But again, back to personalization, your device knows a lot about where you've been, how you are acting, and your preferences. Tooling, we'll talk about some of the tooling, both the tooling for going from PyTorch to Edge, but also tooling that's accessible for third-party developers. And then operating systems, Linux, Android, all different kinds of flavors. So when you look at the combination, we're looking at 100 devices or so that you can go buy in the market today that run this solution. Now, and focusing just on the software, of course, we're at a PyTorch conference, and we love the PyTorch community, and it's become the de facto way to train models and bring them on device. But Qualcomm for a long time has been in the space of embracing all of the on-ramps. So while we're talking about PyTorch and ExecuTorch today, our software solutions give you access if you're an Android developer in the Android ecosystem, if you're a Microsoft Windows developer in the Windows ecosystem, and so on. So we have a fully featured set of software to complement our hardware, and you can come and join us kind of at any touch point if you're a developer. So now let's look specifically at one of our big tools, Qualcomm AI Hub. It's a web-enabled platform. You can go to Qualcomm AI Hub and check it out. And if you pick sort of the top route, we have a whole bunch of already curated, quantized, tested models for all different kinds of use cases. And so if you're looking for some object detection model that runs on a certain class of a processor and so on, you come, you pick your processor, you pick your runtime, you can test and validate your use case with your data, and then you can, boom, go out and deploy your solution. Now, what if you're one of these more advanced users? You've tailored a model, you've got your own data, you built your own model. Well, you could do the same thing. You can start with PyTorch, You can bring your own model. You can pick the SoC you want to target. You can pick your runtime. You can optimize your model, and you can go deploy it. Okay? All web enabled, so it's like ready to go. We've got a demo in our booth that you can go visit later. So when we talk about PyTorch, again, this is like we want all kinds of on-ramps onto the silicon to make it really easy for developers. So you start with a PyTorch model. I just told you about AI Hub. You can go through ExecuTorch, which is the thing we'll be talking about in a second. You can go from PyTorch to Onyx, and from Onyx to Onyx Runtime, very popular way like in the Windows ecosystem to go, or you can go from Onyx directly into our Qualcomm AI Stack solution. Right? So lots of on-ramps from PyTorch, and lots of tools like AI Hub to enable you to get on our platforms really easily. So I guess the big announcement, which has been announced 3 or 4 times today, but today we're announcing GA support for ExecuTorch for the Qualcomm Hexagon NPU. Very happy to have partnered with Meta and with the rest of the PyTorch community. We've been on this long and exciting road to get to this point. Okay, so we're offering this today. You can go see demos running live in our booth. Offload traditional, I'll say traditional AI and ML workloads, and specifically generative AI workloads, again, onto the NPU. Streamlining your development. So again, this idea you want to run PyTorch models anywhere, you can do that. And scaled out for edge AI performance, specifically for Gen AI. So what are we announcing? We're announcing initial support for more than 25 initial models. A lot of focus on generative AI. So here's an example list of models that we're supporting today. And really, what can you do? You can unlock this incredible performance. So 2 to 4 times the token rate of running on CPU, and up to 75% faster load times. So really incredible. We're very excited to be working with all of you, PyTorch community, and of course we'll continue to work with Meta on the rest of the roadmap, work with the PyTorch community, expand the support of models. And at some point here, you're going to see, ExecuTorch as a target on AI Hub as well. So finally, please come see us in the booth. You don't have to take my word for it. We have a lot of these demos running in the booth, and you can actually see and put your own prompts in and do your own, take your own images and stuff. And so thank you very much for having us. Excited to be here as part of the PyTorch family. And with that, I think I'm going to give it back to Matt.